You feel the cold eyes of the dead watching over you as you sleep, and as they come closer and closer, you feel the pressure of the afterlife as it looms over your body. "Not yet," they whisper as your alarm clock goes off. Sorry, did we scare you? Well, we sure hope we did, because today we're covering 10 most haunted locations in the United States, and we hope we got you in the mood. So let's start off with our number 10. The Stanley House, Estes Park, Colorado. The main reason as to why people know of the Stanley House is undoubtedly the fact that it was the main inspiration behind the creepy Overlook Hotel from Stephen King's The Shining. But besides that, you also have the fact that many people have claimed even before Stephen King wrote his book that the location was haunted. The place was already crawling with the paranormal enthusiasts as they continued gathering at the site, hoping to find proof of the afterlife at the scene. The creepiest part about it is that almost everyone that came to the site ended up seeing some sort of paranormal event. They all apparently saw the dead at one point or another, to the point where many have stated that this might be the most haunted location in the US. Number 9. The Winchester Mystery House, San Jose, California. While at first sight it may not seem all that bad, trust us, you don't want to spend the night over at the Winchester Mystery House. The reason for this? It was actually built in such a way that you could literally get lost and never find your way back out of the house. The architect in charge of this, Sarah Winchester, made it so that the souls of the damned that killed her husband and child would get lost in the maze that is her house, hoping that this would save her life. Because of this, the whole house is incredibly easy to get lost into. It is said that many spirits still inhabit it, looking for a way to either take down Sarah herself or just looking for a way to escape the house altogether. Number 8. The St. Augustine Lighthouse, Florida. Despite the fact that it gets well over 220,000 visitors every year, that's not what the St. Augustine Lighthouse from Florida is most known for. Instead, the lighthouse is notorious for just how many spirits have been spotted around the place over the years, to the point where many have even stated that they felt themselves getting possessed by the spirits the moment they entered it. It all started when a lighthouse keeper fell down from the top of the lighthouse. The following day, people claimed that they could still see him up there, looking down at everyone. But that's not all. 3 young girls actually ended up falling into the ocean and drowning too, and they've also been spotted days later around the site lurking around aimlessly. Number 7. Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, Weston, West Virginia. This asylum was first launched in 1864, only to reach its peak as far as residents go in the 50s, with more than 2,400 mentally ill individuals residing here. The saddest part was that they were only equipped to take care of 250 people, which is why the poor patients that lived there basically lived in unlivable conditions. They literally slept in cages and ate scraps once a day as their whole diet. It became so bad that one day the patients started up a fire and began attacking the staff members. The patients that died there are said to still inhabit the asylum, looking for a way to connect with the living so that they can get their revenge on the people that treated them so inhumanely. Many people have claimed to have seen the dead walking around in this asylum. They even claimed that they have been touched by the patients during the ghost tours. Number 6. The Dock Street Theater, Charleston, South Carolina. The Dock Street Theater is known as one of the oldest theaters in all of American history, and by far one of the most famous in the world. Why? Because it's haunted, of course. Believe it or not, but hundreds if not thousands of people have claimed to have seen the ghosts of the people that have passed away here in the 30s during a fire. And not only that, it is also said that Nettie Dickerson herself is haunting the place. She has been spotted several times standing on the balcony of the hotel, which is where she was said to have passed away. She was struck by lightning in her red gown, which is the exact same dress that people have claimed to have seen her in during their visit. Overall, while not the scariest place in the world, there have been a ton of documented sightings here, which is why it deserves such a high place on our list. Number 5. The San Fernando Cathedral, San Antonio, Texas. Being the oldest church in Texas, the San Fernando Cathedral is definitely a spectacle to behold. But behind the classic Catholic display of faith, there is a myth that has made a lot of Christians step away from their place of belief and run off to safety. This is the myth of the 3 soldiers that are said to have died here sometime in the past. Ever since they were first spotted, more and more individuals have reportedly seen the 3 figures walking around. There have even been dozens of photographs showcasing what appears to be either their shadowy remains or just flying orbs going around the site. If that weren't creepy enough already, the people here have also seen a dark figure wearing a black hood following visitors around and disappearing once noticed. Number 4. The Devil's Tramping Ground, North Carolina. Head on over to the deep woods of central North Carolina, where you'll find one of the creepiest sights in the world. This is where you'll see a strange-looking circle inside of which nothing ever goes in or grows. Nobody knows why this is, although there is a theory that during the late hours, the devil comes out to dance inside in front of the pale moon's gaze. Many people have stated that they could see the event unfold in front of their own eyes, with the devil's red eyes bulging through the darkness as it continues to twirl and swing around in a manic dance-off that makes you slowly lose your mind. Number 3. RMS Queen Mary, Long Beach, California. What used to be a luxury ocean liner around the 50s quickly turned into a horror location by the time the 70s rolled around, as it is believed that at the very least one person has been murdered inside, after being pushed into the engine room where they were crushed to death by the door. As time moved on, many have stated that multiple ghosts were spotted inside of here, and experts have even claimed that this is one of the most active hotbeds of paranormal activity in the world. Number 2. The Queen Anne Hotel, San Francisco, California. Although it started as just another etiquette school for girls, the Queen Anne Hotel quickly changed perspectives as the ghost of the head mistress at the time had apparently started haunting the hotel right after she took her own life in it. Nobody could explain it properly, but according to the people that have stayed the night there, they would often wake up to see a figure staring at them from the corner of their room, and by the time the morning rolled up, they would find their clothes unpacked and their blankets tucked around them in bed, as a sign that the head mistress is still looking to teach etiquette to all those that lack it. Number 1. The Sheffield Island Lighthouse, Norwalk, Connecticut. The creepiest part about the Sheffield Island Lighthouse is definitely the fact that nobody knows how its original keeper passed away. All that we know is that he did while he was watching the passing ships. Many believe that he took his own life, but others believe that he could have been killed by the ghost that resided in the place even before him. Soon after his departure, however, he is said to have started to haunt the site, with nobody able to really explain the strange manifestations around it, and most importantly, even more people going missing around the site for no reason whatsoever. Wow, we surely wouldn't want to spend the night at any of those locations. What would you say was the scariest one on the list? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, be sure to click on the recommended videos on the left and right side of the screen for more amazing content from us. See ya!